So, how many of you guys, one of your first jobs was delivering newspapers? Do you guys remember delivering newspapers? They would bring you this huge, huge bundle of newspapers and maybe some bags if it was going to rain. And you would literally take these newspapers in at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and you would carry them in the house and you would roll them up, sometimes put a rubber band around them, or put them in these little bags if it was going to rain. And you would walk or ride your bike all over the neighborhood and deliver everybody their morning news. You guys remember doing that? I did a paper route for a little while, about almost a year. It was almost a year I did one. And I remember it pretty well because I mean, you already pretty much know your neighbors and stuff. So, delivering to your neighbors, stuff like that, wasn't a big deal. But then, you'd always have that one person that didn't want to pay, always dodged, tried to be gone all the time. And then you'd leave the little things on their mailbox or their doors or whatever saying that they owed you money. And what happened is when you collected the money for delivering the newspapers, you got paid when they paid for their subscriptions. And if they were late, you were late getting paid. Yeah, yeah, that's how it went. You didn't get paid unless they paid their subscriptions. So the people that were late, that was money out of your pocket, and you were still delivering the paper. Um, this was one of the first jobs a lot of kids had. And I remember when I quit doing it because, I babysat and I mowed yards and I did this and that. And then I got old enough to detassel. That's another story in itself. You guys, if you've ever detasseled, we're going to do a video on that later too. Because boy, those were some crazy times. Walking them fields. Oh yeah, we'll get to that. But anyway, the newspaper routes, a lot of kids did them just for extra pocket money. The ones that had very little money growing up to help, put some money into the house besides babysitting or doing yard mowing. And it was kind of a lot of our first actual job, like through a business, because we worked for neighbors and we helped our parents' friends babysit their kids and stuff. But this was one of our first actual jobs, like that we did for like a company. So, a lot of us did this really, really young too. Anyway, guys, if you guys had a paper route, remember helping with a paper route because I had friends that helped me once in a while and I'd throw them a buck or so. Or even remember the kids in your neighborhood that did their paper routes. Let me know. Throw it in the comments below. Make sure you're subscribing, make sure you're liking the videos, and make sure you're sharing. And I appreciate you all being here, and I'll see you next time. Bye.